I keep seeing the same cycle. This is why service businesses feel that everything stops working because first, I don't do that. Then that is not my brand. Then one day they try it and they try it in the most uncomfortable way. And they use that as proof that is never for them. So this episode isn't about trends. This episode is about the moment your personal judgments quietly become business rules and your business actually pays for it. Let's talk about it. So let's understand a little bit how the cycle works in plain, simple words for you to understand. So we say things like, I don't do that. It's hard and it's a hard no. Forget about it. I will not do that. That is not my brand. That doesn't belong with my business. Oh, that doesn't, and I've heard this one a lot. Where I live, that you can't do that where I live. Things are very different here. And what this means is that most of the time, it means the same thing. It means I don't want to be seen learning this. I don't want to be looking like a fool. I don't want to be seen. It's like these are all judgments that you have about that new thing that is happening that you haven't gotten into doing, that you've decided that is not for you. You are not actually rejecting the tactic. What you are actually doing is that you are rejecting the version of you at the beginning of starting something new that you actually don't know. So why this hurts so much right now in 2026? Because things move faster. People move faster and learn faster. They hop on something even faster. They don't get the years to actually warm up to something new. They just simply do it immediately. And that's what actually feels new. It becomes a normal, but it becomes really normal, like really fast. And once it's normal, because you are already doing it, nobody's applauding that you already got on the whole thing. They only notice if you're doing it at all. So waiting doesn't skip the awkward phase. What it does is just makes it even louder, but later in time when you actually come to realize that you should hop on that and do that thing that everybody has already been doing and you haven't gotten to do it yet. I know it sounds a little bit weird because I could mention so many things, right? And waiting doesn't save you from awkward. It makes awkward more public. Now, let me give you a few examples so that you understand a little bit better what I'm trying to say to you, because you've probably been thinking like, what is she talking about? Well, I can even tell you things like the internet, and nobody believed the internet. But let's talk about email, for example. People didn't hate email, and people don't hate email. They just hated sounding salesy. That's what happened with email. But you heard the negative part about email. Then the social part got noisy about it. Like email is bad. Then email got a bad reputation. It got noisy again. But in reality is, yes, it was negative, but it calmed down and it felt like it was good again to actually send emails. And the winners that are learned to write like a person, like I've told you many, many times, and not like a campaign, are the ones that are doing their emails better. Now, let me give you another example. Another example would be video. How many times you heard somebody say, oh, I'm not doing video. I don't do video, which usually means I don't want to look stupid, or I don't want to be dancing on this music thingy. I don't want to make a fool of myself. I don't want people to judge me, how I'm moving, what I'm saying, what I'm doing. And the thing is that the ones that actually didn't become influencers, they just got comfortable being seen. That was really the truth about it. And if you think about, for example, TikTok, oh, how many times did you hear, or you said yourself at some point, oh, TikTok is for kids. That is not for me. Because I think most of the time when things like that are so niche at the beginning, which doesn't mean that it's going to be translated later because things mature, you don't want to be associated to that. So you reject it. Like so many people that say, oh, I don't want to be on LinkedIn. But you're a business. You should be on it, even if you don't want to put stuff in there, but you should be there just in case somebody wants something about your service, for example. And now you see businesses getting into TikTok, getting into LinkedIn, more businesses every day, entrepreneurs, new business owners, they're all getting there. They may come later. It doesn't matter. You can still learn about it and be there. Now, the actual thing that I wanted to say in this whole entire episode is that the problem isn't that you missed a trend. The problem is that you turn that personal reaction, that feeling that you have about that certain trend into a business rule. That is the entire point. I don't like it because it doesn't work. And those are two different sentences, two different things. You actually didn't reject it because it was wrong. You rejected it because you didn't want to be seen doing it. And that is really the bottom line. And to tell you bluntly, I think that you're not protecting your brand. You are protecting your ego, your little heart, your little feelings, your feelings that should not be projected onto your business. Your business will pay for it if you don't hop on something. And let me not say anything about AI because a lot of people are not getting into that. And in the end, might actually hurt you at some point by not getting into that. So here's the real question. When you say to yourself, that is not part of my brand, do you actually mean it? Or this is something that you just don't want to look like a beginner? Because if you only do what you think you look good at, you won't grow and you'll stay comfortable in your little cocoon, in your little world without expanding and grow. I'm going to leave you with that.